In chapter 3, we're going to talk about another huge difference between men and women. This is the biggest one when it comes to sex. Even assuming you're with a straight man, a caring man with empathy who's never going to hurt you, like we talked about in the previous video, please see the playlist. Men in general are more sociosexual than women. If you plot it on a bell curve, like this, and you plot how much sex you want with how many people, men are going to be more off to one side than women. Just like most men are taller than most women. Doesn't mean every man is taller than every woman, but you can make generalities like this. And in sociosexuality, it means a person's interest in sexual variety. And most men love sexual variety. People that have restricted sociosexuality, they prefer monogamy, okay? And the heavy emotional investment in a long-term relationship. And that's usually women. And people with unrestricted sociosexuality like to have sex with as many people as possible. They're quicker to have sex and they're less emotionally invested in their romantic relationships. So there's a huge study that was done across 48 countries, and researchers found large differences between male and female sociosexuality everywhere. Now again, there are some women that are higher in sociosexuality, that are very promiscuous, or polyamorous, or polygamous, and there are some men very low in sociosexuality. They don't even want sex at all, or only when they're in love, okay? But we're speaking about generalities here. On average, women are more motivated towards monogamy than men are, and we can explain this from evolutionary psychology and parental investment theory. Evolutionary biology, parental investment theory. Because women can produce at most one offspring per year, and promiscuous men can generate an offspring with every orgasm. It could be 10 a day or 3 a day, whatever. So natural selection has favored women who are choosy about their mates. So the research is clear. Men on average prefer to have more sex with a larger number of partners. People who pay for sex are almost exclusively male. Men watch a lot more porn than women do. And the vast majority of women prefer a committed relationship to casual sex. Let's be honest, ladies, if given the option. So the evidence shows that the sex acts that have been much more socially acceptable over the past years are acts that men are more likely to enjoy. Being a sex buyer, a porn user, and a playboy. So the highly sociosexual man has really benefited from the sexual revolution. Of course, lesbian, gay, and bisexual people have also benefited because they're now accepted. But what has happened too is that women have tried to appease the male appetite for being highly sociosexual, driven also by the feminist push for freedom and the birth control. And we thought, why not? And then those of us who felt emotionally hurt by men who could just fuck us and leave us, the same way that they pee in a toilet, doesn't mean that they're mean to the toilet or peeing all over the floor. They can even wipe the seat clean. They're very respectful, but they're done and they're off. We thought there was something wrong with us. Why can't we fuck like these men? What's wrong with us? This is me adding my own spin here. What's wrong with us? Well, there's nothing wrong with us. We were told a lie. We were told a lie that we could do this and that we would love it and that we would benefit from it and that it was our freedom and our sexual liberation. But it isn't. We're different. We're different when it comes to casual sex and the need for sexual variety. Men and women are very different. So what can we do? She calls for chivalry. She talks in this book about how marriage is good. Mostly it benefits women, children, society. We'll get to that. And really the 80% of men that don't just make out in the hookup culture. She says that we need a system of sexual ethics that demands more of people. And as the stronger and hornier sex, men are the ones that must demonstrate even greater restraint. And ladies, it's up to us to wake up and not be like, yeah, we're going to cater and be subservient to men in the bedroom, just like our mothers were subservient to our fathers in the kitchen. We don't have to be subservient to the male sexual desire because their desire is stronger than ours. Their need for variety is stronger than ours. Their need to care about us just because they had sex with us is not there. You know, one rule I always had for myself when I was younger and dating is I only want to date men who would be good fathers. That's what I looked for. I think what we should also look for is I will only fuck men who would make a good father, and not just a good father for anyone, a good father, and who are committed enough to me that if we got pregnant, if I got pregnant out of this alliance, he would be there. And he would want to marry me. Otherwise, he's a worthless man, sexually speaking. Otherwise, he's a worthless man, sexually speaking. It's up to women to stop participating in the sexual subservience to the male pleasure. It's time for us to say, okay, if I have sex with this guy, is he going to stick around if I have a baby, and will he be a good dad? Am I even going to enjoy the sex? How am I going to feel if he never calls me again? We have to play this ahead because we are different from men and we should act like it. And one more thing, I think we should start to wear like more dresses in the grocery store rather than leggings, pretty dresses, and make ourselves attractive again so that men can think of us as beauty objects rather than just as pussies to be fucked. Because when women are in the grocery store in just their leggings and they're going to the gym with their breasts sticking out, I was just at Lululemon again looking for clothes. It's so hard to find a bra that covers up my breasts. Like I'm wearing a sports bra now that when I bend over, nothing pops out pretty much. This is really high. At Lululemon, the breasts pop out everywhere. This whole thing of breast popping out, ass popping out, it makes men see you as like a fuck toy. And women are given by the fashion industry and how we dress in the grocery store here in San Diego. Everyone's just wearing leggings, whatever's comfortable. What are men supposed to see? They see your ass, they see your tits, they're gonna think she's fuck toy. But you wear a long dress, you show your body off just as much. Shows the ass, the curve, shows everything just as much, but in a beautiful form where a man sees a beauty object, he sees a woman, he sees an essence, an art form. It's gonna attract his heart, not just his cock. That's what you gotta do, ladies. Dress in a way that attracts a man's heart. Just wear some longer skirts, like to the knee. They're very sexy, believe me. Put a little bow in your hair. Wear some fabrics that are more like, not everything so tight, but more like fluttery and flowy and little feminine type of things. Stay away from all that black. It's just so gloomy. Wear some bright colors. I think that we have to say no to being easy sexually, but we have to say yes to embracing our sensuality. That's how men are going to start wanting us again. They don't want that nasty, mean boss bitch. And I don't blame women for being angry. I think that women are angry because their lives, what they're told they should want is not working for them. Go to college. Okay, you have all this debt. You can't get a job. You get $20, $25 an hour. Work for your career. Neglect your mothering instinct, your nurturing instincts. Fuck like a man. It's just going to make you hate men because they're not calling you back. You give them your heart and your body. They're not calling you back. So you get angrier and angrier. Doesn't work. I think that in order to start being able to love men and be more sweet and sensual with men, you have to approach men with your whole self and present yourself as like a feminine, sensual person rather than just a fuck toy. The more you shake your ass, the more you're going to hate men, because when you just shake your ass and put your titties out at the gym, men are going to see you as a fuck toy. They're not going to treat you seriously as a girlfriend or as respect you. And then you're going to try harder and harder to get male attention all the wrong ways. You got to approach a man through his heart. And believe me, no matter how we're dressed, they see our figure. Like, I bet that there are guys on this YouTube video who are like, who can tell just from my face and my this, that I'm probably pretty fit. They're probably, I've had guys in the past email me when I had my email still available on my YouTube channel, that they would masturbate listening to me talk. Like, they don't need very much. It could just be a curl of a hair, a pearl earring, you know, this, like the way you walk, they're already turned on. You don't have to put out all this ass and booty and titties, because then you're just making yourself a fuck toy. And it leads to a lot of sexual disenchantment. So I guess what I'm saying as my commentary on this chapter is that it's up to us women to change the hookup culture. Because the men who can easily get sex, they're going to keep wanting it. Why should they stop it? They're not going to stop it. The 70% of men who can't easily get hookups, they're just also feeling very upset because they can't get anything. But what are they going to get? Women who go around jiggling their booties. They don't necessarily find that attractive, so they're just going to watch their porn. Watch their porn, you know, check out, go on their incel blogs, leave for the Philippines, American women this, American women that. And I'm not saying this is all women, because the women, there are still women who are getting married and all of that. But I think that the feminists have done us a great disservice by downplaying motherhood, children, and family life, because any woman worth dating is a woman who wants children. Now, she may be infertile and not be able to have children, but I'm very suspicious of men or women who don't want children. Very suspicious. Because, like, why wouldn't you want children? Like, I knew I wanted to be a mom from the time I was a little girl. I wanted to be a mom. There's something nurturing in a woman. I think that women who don't want to be moms, they're missing like a nurturing, empathetic type of thing. And I think they've had to shut it off because they were taught by society, maybe Sex and the City or Taylor Swift, you know, these like, I'm just a singer, I have boyfriends, I'm not a mom. But I think that when you really open your heart again, you're like, I want to be in touch with my sensuality, with my heart, with family life, with connection. You're naturally going to want a husband, you're going to want children. This is my own theory, so I'm just kind of commenting. But regardless, on the hookup culture part, it's up to us ladies to be like, whoa, you know, hey, and make yourself into someone that a guy wants to know. You know, start wearing dresses instead of pants. I can tell you, when I go to the grocery store in my little sundress that covers everything more than anything, men I don't even know will come up and talk to me and say hi to me, because it's so rare and it's so beautiful. When I see women in on a long dress, I even look. There's a beauty. There's an art. It's like a beautiful feeling. I think that's what we have to do. I think we should start dressing differently and then just see what you bring out in a man. And he's not going to be going just after your booty, because he's going to respect you too much to just see you as an object to ejaculate into. But when women just wear that, then guys are like, well, she's down to fuck. I'm just going to fuck her, you know? And the women don't realize this. They're like, oh, he wants to fuck me. He must like me. Maybe I could date him. It's not how it works, unfortunately. So we're using all this to teach each other. You know, I had to learn this the hard way myself. After my divorce, I had to learn this the hard way. And I'm just passing on to you what I've learned. And Louise Perry has done a really good job too. So thank you for watching this video, and I will make more videos on the next chapters. I don't know if it will be today, but it will be.